Chapter 6 Shri Gurudev Datta Parabrahmane Namaha. Installation of Mahabaleswar Lingam in Gokarna. Namadharaka, who was always Guru-centric in his thoughts and actions, prostrated before Siddha Yogi and prayed thus. Why did Shripad Shri Vallabh Guruji chose Gokarna Kshetra for spiritual accomplishment, ignoring other celebrated holy pilgrimage centers? Kindly enlighten me about the glory of Gokarna in detail. To that, Siddhamuni replied thus. Namadharaka, I derive immense pleasure while narrating the divine Shri Guru Charitra. The narrator of Shri Guru Charitra is benefited more than the listener. The glory of Shri Gokarna Kshetra has no parallel. The glory of Gokarna Kshetra is infinite and beyond description. It is the sacred dwelling place of Lord Shiva. Shripad Shri Vallabha felt that such a glorious Kshetra was the most appropriate place for the accomplishment of his destined obligation. Hence, he chose the Gokarna Kshetra for his mission. Right from the age of Ramayana, Gokarna Kshetra has attained a great fame. In the Treta era, there lived the sage Pulastya and his wife Kaikeshi, who were the distinct and great devotees of Lord Shiva. With a view to breaking Kaikeshi's religious vow, the jealous Indra, the king of gods, once stole the phallus of Shiva, which she devotedly worshipped. The worried Kaikeshi, in order to continue with her act of adoring phallus, which she vowed, made a phallus out of mud and started worshipping the same. Her son Ravana was greatly disappointed at the sight of mud phallus. Ravana felt that Lord Ishvara would not be pleased by the worship of such an inferior mud phallus. Ravana undertook severe austerities to please Lord Shiva. He practiced rigorous penance on the mountain Kailash with the intention to lift the mountain along with Lord Ishwar, who was seated on it, and take it to Sri Lanka to make the way for worship of Lord Shiva. Verily, he planned to lift the mountain Kailasa from the earth by using his mighty powers. By using his great strength, finally he succeeded in lifting the mountain. Due to his excited act of Ravana, a fearful atmosphere prevailed everywhere. To ward off the fear of his duties, the kind-hearted Lord Shiva pressed the mountain Kailasa slowly without using his mighty power. Because of this act of Shiva, the 10 heads and 20 arms of Ravana got entangled beneath the mountain. To get relieved from the unanticipated calamity, he surrendered himself to the Lord and prayed for his protection. Lord Shankar felt pity on him and answered his prayer. Within no time, the mountain which he had pressed earlier was lifted above. Thus Ravana was saved from distress. Ravana, with great devotion, eulogized Lord Shiva by multifarious ways. Lord Shiva was deeply impressed by Ravana's devotion, and due to his affection, the pleased Lord offered Ravana to seek a wished boon from him. In fact, nothing was left for Ravana, who was fully contented to seek from the Lord. Ravana then pleaded with Lord Shankar thus. O the master of tri-worlds, the phallus of Shiva, which my mother was worshipping daily in pursuit of her religious vow, has been stolen. She is presently worshipping a phallus made out of mud, which I feel is unfit for a devotee of her stature. Of my mother's worship, I need to take the mountain Kailasa along with you. Speaking to Ravana, the Lord said, O my dear devotee Ravana, now I am going to confer you my soul itself, which is equivalent to Kailas and capable of fulfilling all the desires. Thus saying, the Lord conferred him with a unique wish-fulfilling self-phallus, that is Atmalinga, spiritual energy of Shiva. The Lord also instructed Ravana that religious rituals pertaining to water ablution shall be performed as a mode of worship to the phallus without any break for 3 years, practicing one-pointed dedication, full faith and worship by reciting the Shiva Panchakshari Jap. Om Namah Shivaya. He further cautioned Ravana that under any circumstances, until he reaches his capital Lankapuri, that self-phallus must not be placed on the earth, and that while performing the routine rituals, the same shall not be held by him in his hands. He warned that the moment it touches the earth, the phallus would get installed then and there only, and it shall get fixed permanently there, and that it shall not move even an inch from there. Event should that phallus get installed in any place, from that moment that place shall become Kailas on earth, and due to the religious merit acquired, he shall become Lord Ishvara. After taking the possession of that sacred phallus, Ravana hurried towards Lanka in a terrified speed. The all-knower sage Narada came to know about the incident. He comprehended the ensuing evil. Indra felt that he would be deprived of the honor he enjoyed by occupying the seat of heaven. Hence Indra got worried and became anxious. Even Lord Brahmadeva could not find out a solution to the impending danger. To save themselves from the ensuing calamity, all of them conversed amongst themselves and concluded that the best solution for the problem would be to seek the guidance of Lord Shri Hari. Accordingly, they arrived at Vaikuntha, the abode of Lord Shri Hari, and narrated to him the whole unsavory event. To cause bottlenecks to Ravana, who was keen on observing religious rituals thrice a day so that his journey could be delayed, the supreme god Vishnu commissioned his discus Sudarshan as a cover to sun god to obstruct his visibility from the sky, thereby creating an environment which appeared like an evening environment. He also called upon Lord Shri Ganesh to effect daily in the journey of Ravana and persuaded him to assume the form of a small boy and appear before him. According to his advice, Lord Shri Ganesh was to behave in such a way that he would qualify himself for the trust of Ravana. Lord Ganesh consented for Shri Hari's proposition and assumed the form of a young ascetic to come in the way so as to disturb Ravana's vow of performing evening rituals at the sunset time. He appeared on the banks of river and pretended as if he had not seen Ravana. It was the time for Ravana to perform Sandhyopasana. Ravana took him to be a worthy boy, as he seemed to be an innocent and gentle boy in whose hands he could place the phallus safely for some time. Hence he requested him and passed on the phallus in the hands of that boy and earnestly asked him to hold it in his hands till his return after completing his evening rituals, and that in any case that the phallus should never be placed on the earth and that it should be handed over to him when he returns. To that Lord Ganesha, who was in the guise of a little boy, said, "Master, since this phallus is quite heavy, I cannot hold it for a long time in my hands." Somehow Ravana succeeded in convincing the little boy to take possession of it and then handed over the phallus to him. Speaking to Ravana, Ganesh said, "I shall take possession of this palace for some time only. However, you should return immediately. I shall call out your name thrice the moment I feel it heavy, and should your arrival be delayed, I shall keep it on the earth." Ravana agreed for all his words and departed for performing evening rituals near the river bank. Lord Ganesha was in the form of a little boy, seized the opportunity and uttered loudly the name of Ravana thrice and pronounced that he could no more hold the phallus as it was quite heavy, and that Ravana should take back the possession of the phallus instantly. By the time Ravana returned after completing his rituals, there was some delay. Lord Ganesha remembered the name of Lord Vishnu and placed the phallus on the earth. Within no time, the phallus got penetrated into the earth firmly and grew gigantically. Ravana was greatly disappointed by this development. Ravana was enraged and thrashed the boy. He tried his level best to elevate the phallus, which had penetrated to the bottom of earth, by using his mighty force through all his 10 hands. But the phallus did not move even slightly from that place. As Ravana, in an attempt to remove the phallus, twisted with pressure, it assumed the shape of ear of a cow. Karna of a cow, Gokarna. Hence that place earned the name Gokarna. In the holy place Gokarna, thus the self-palace was consecrated in the name of Mahabaleswar, meaning thereby mighty Ishwar. The entire fraternity of gods arrived to holy place Gokarna, the abode of Lord Shiva, and settled there permanently. Since then, Gokarna Kshetra attained world fame. Here ends the 6th chapter in the most auspicious Shri Guru Charitra. Shri Gurudev Datta Shri Guru Dattatreya Arpanamastu.